Yo, what's going on, guys? Mike the Explorer back with some more Walking Dead. Today we're asking the question, can Rick Grimes be in a Walking Dead movie? So in my last video I was talking about the theory that Jadis will save Rick in the helicopter, and I was a bit um, hesitant. I was going back and forth with my theories, but as of right now, it's looking pretty obvious and pretty clear to me that we will see Rick survive. And in the beginning of the week, after seeing episode 4, I was almost positive he was going to be killed off. But looking at all the theories and all the pictures they released for next week's episode, I think it's almost safe to say they won't kill him off. Now, I know there's been a couple of leaks recently about, I'm guessing, obviously, Rick's death, but I haven't looked into it. I don't really care for leaks. I enjoy watching the episode as it airs. I don't like to read spoilers and whatnot, so I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to read that. But what I do want to comment on is the pictures from next week's episode. There's a couple pictures. You have some of Rick, of course, with the rebar and everything. Then you have what's more interesting. You have a couple of Jadis, okay, and she's on the radio, and it looks like she's pretty worried, right? And she looks like she's calling somebody. Who that person is probably is the same person who she was talking to a few episodes ago about the A and the B thing. Then we see another picture of a mailbox, okay? And I can't remember the name on the mailbox, but it's apparently I've done some research, and it's the person's last name starts with a C, but basically that last name is a reference to the original Day of the Dead, and I guess the lead in that movie, her last name was the same name that's on the mailbox. And basically, what happens is they escape in a helicopter and go to an island. Um, for me, that's like a almost confirmation that Rick is gonna survive, via the helicopter. Because I'm thinking, why would they put that in if it just to tease us? They wouldn't do that. Like imagine them just putting all the little Easter eggs in helicopter boy, A and B, Jadis, the mailbox, like all these things in the preview pictures and the scenes. Why would they put it in just to have Rick die next episode? It just doesn't make sense to me. That being said, where does that leave Rick? Okay, let's say Rick survives and he gets in the helicopter, he flies away. Um, it's open ended, right? We don't know. Okay? Now, I know Andrew Lincoln wanted off the show to spend time with his family, or so that's as far as fans know. I don't know if there's been disputes and negotiations or whatnot, but um, for the most part, that's what we know. He wants to leave to spend time with his family, which is understandable, of course. Um, but what does that mean for Rick coming back? Okay. Now, I love this theory, and I think it makes the most sense. Okay, so imagine this. Okay, so obviously there's Fear and original Walking Dead, right? So for the original Walking Dead, I think the writers, mainly Scott Gimple, I feel like, in his mind, he said, okay, Andrew wants to leave. That's fine. Okay, what we do from now on is we have Daryl, Michonne, Carol, whoever else. They lead the Walking Dead, the original Walking Dead, right? Then you have Morgan, who is the fear or is the lead on Fear. Okay? And then what you do is you have Rick branch off in a couple years and do a Walking Dead movie. Okay? And that way, instead of having just one or the two main shows on TV, you expand it into movies, which would be, I think, an awesome idea. Because I know recently in the past year they've been talking about how they're going to announce something pretty big coming up soon, in terms of the franchise, and I think that's what's going to happen. I think I think it makes most sense. You have Rick leave this episode, and then him come back in a couple years for a movie. Um, that would be probably the most interesting way to go. I feel like with the whole situation. But I don't think they were lying to us saying, this is Rick's final episode, because if they go the movie route, it would be his last episode. in the series, in the Walking Dead TV series, most likely. So for the movie, I feel like this will be a good storyline for the movie. Okay, let's say you have Rick. He's taken in the helicopter, um, and he goes, let's say, to the Commonwealth. Okay, and that movie, you can have that movie focus on um, him waking up in the Commonwealth and him trying to get back to his family, at Alexandria and everything. It could be focused on that, which I think would be pretty cool, especially if they do that 4 or 5 year rumored time skip in the Walking Dead TV show coming up. That would be interesting, to say the least. So you take a couple of years off for Andrew Lincoln, or even a year, whatever he wants to do. Have him come back for the movie. He could film at any time. He doesn't have to live in Georgia or anything. You know what I mean? It's like he could still be with his family and still film, and it would just be a lot. I feel like it'd be a lot easier for him as an actor to do that and to commit to that. That way, he's not in Georgia. He doesn't live there anymore. He's with his family, you know, and he gets to just do the movie. And that way, The Walking Dead can expand, and not just focus on the TV show. I think it would be best for every situation. So that's where I'm at right now, and which makes most sense to me is they kill him off, or they don't kill him off. They um, have him leave the show next Sunday, and a couple of years branch off into movies. And I think it would be cool for fans too to see him leave and not have him killed off. To have his story be open ended, and whether I mean even if he comes back in the TV show, that would be cool to see too. You know. But I feel like it will make most sense for the company, the Walking Dead franchise, to branch Rick off into a movie. Wouldn't that be cool seeing a Walking Dead like Rick Grimes movie? That would be cool. Even if it was Rick and like a whole bunch of new actors, like not even Daryl or Michonne or anybody. Like it would just be cool to see Rick Grimes on the big. I would pay to see that. I'm sure a lot of hardcore fans would. Even see Rick Grimes in a movie, and you could. And the cool thing with the movie idea is like they could make it big budget, right? So with the TV show, they're limited to the amount of money they have, and a lot of times they film in, just like houses or in the forest, in the woods, and it's hard to get these big budget episodes where they can do a lot of CGI and whatnot, a lot of cool environments. So with a movie, it would be bigger budget, so you can do a lot more that you couldn't do in the TV show. Which for Rick, I think would be really cool to see him in that way and just experience that. And it would definitely, I feel like, up the Walking Dead series. It would definitely do good for it. The Walking Dead, at least the main series, and even Fear has been struggling the past couple of years. So I feel like this whole movie thing is a great idea, and that could branch off into other movies and other spin-offs and whatnot. You can do whatever you want. So it's just, I feel that's the route they're going. And I feel like I would be so shocked at this point if they just killed Rick off in episode 5 and we just saw a definitive death for him. I would be honestly shocked. Not because I'm hopeful that he won't die, even though I am. I really believe it at this point, and I would be so shocked if they just killed him. Because like I said, they're showing us pictures and they're showing us all these things that are Easter eggs and like hardcore fans know. Because the helicopter has gone back since season 1. And if you look at the whole A thing, like the A or B thing, the letter A in The Walking Dead has been another Easter egg. We saw the letter A on the train car for Terminus, and at Terminus, we saw it with Negan Sanctuary, with Daryl was wearing the letter A. We saw on the helicopter last season, we saw it with Anne. I was looking at the helicopter, I believe. So we've seen the letter A throughout the whole series. And it just, for me, it would make sense. It wouldn't make sense if they just killed him off, I feel like it would be a waste of potential for all the Easter eggs they put in the whole series. And it makes me think, how far do they have this plan back? It's like, God, you can only imagine. And I know people don't really like Scott Gimple that much, anymore, so because he killed off Carl and whatnot, but if he's behind all this shit, if he's behind like all these theories, let's say Rick doesn't die and this is true, like the movie idea, you gotta give him some credit, dude. Like he thinks in like years in advance for this shit. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm so nervous, excited for Sunday. It's right now. It's Friday night, so it's like, oh my god, 2 more days. I'm so damn excited for this fucking episode. I really am. Oh my god, I really can't see them killing him off at this point. You know. But what do you think? I mean, let me know what you guys think. A Walking Dead movie, I would see it 100%, even if Rick wasn't in it. But I think that's the route they're going. I really do. So let me know what you think. Share your thoughts, ideas, comments. Let me know how you're feeling. See you soon. Thanks for watching.